Hello students, welcome to physics class. In this class we will talk about the multiplication of the vectors. In multiplication of vectors, already in previous class or previous lecture we talked about addition of vectors. For addition of vectors we use the two laws, one is triangle law and the one is parallelogram law. We derived the equation also, and today we will start the multiplication of vectors. Here multiplication means there are two types of multiplication is possible: dot product and a cross product. These two are the methods to multiply the vectors. To multiply the vectors we are following dot product method or cross product method. First I start with the dot product method. What is dot product? Dot product is the product of magnitudes of two vectors and cosine of smaller angle between them. What it means? See, the equation in this whole statement we can write in the form of equations, like see, the product of magnitudes of two vectors and a cosine of the smaller angle between them. What it is? See, if there are two vectors, one is vector A, one is vector B, then the dot product is given by A dot B. A dot B is nothing but the A product B. See here, product of magnitudes of two vectors, then cos theta, product of magnitudes of two vectors and cosine of smaller angle between them. Where is that angle? Here. What it means of smaller angle? See, vector A is given here, vector B is given, but why not we take this angle? This is a bigger one. Out of this one angle is there, here also one angle. Out of these two, which is smaller, that you have to take. Understand? Okay. See, this is called dot product. Example for this one. For example, work is dot product of force into displacement. Therefore, FD cos theta. This is example for the dot product. Next, one more method is a cross product. From this we can understand, if theta is 0, product is maximum value. When theta is 0, maximum value. Because if theta is 0, cos 0 means 1, therefore you will get the maximum value. If theta is equal to 90 degree, value is minimum. This is about the dot product. If they are given two vectors, how to multiply? There are two methods. One is dot product method, one is cross product method. Okay. What is dot product? Dot product is here. Product of magnitudes of two vectors and cosine of a smaller angle between them. This is the dot product manner. Then we move to the cross product or vector product. Cross product ಏನು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ product multiplication. Cross product or vector product. ಇದು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ನೂ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ cross product or vector product. What is this? The product of definition, product of magnitudes of two vectors, magnitude of two vectors and magnitude of two vectors and sine of the smaller angle, and sine of smaller angle, sine of the smaller angle. For example, if there are two vectors are given, one is a vector, one is b vector, then if you want to take the cross product, a cross b is equal to a b sin theta. That is enough. Similarly, what we did for dot product, same, but how it is, instead of cos theta I consider the small sin theta. In place of cos theta, sin theta I used. Example, L is equal to L is equal to r cross p. Angular momentum is equal to r into p. R is the radius vector and the p is the linear momentum. The product of the two vectors, the cross product of the two vectors is always vector. Remember, the cross product of the two vectors. This is also one vector, this is also one vector. When you consider these two in the form of cross product, then the resultant is vector only. The result, whatever we obtained here, that is a vector quantity. The result of cross product of two vectors is always vector. Similarly, the result of dot product of the two vectors is scalar. Result of dot product of the two vectors is scalar. Result of cross product of two vectors is vector. This is about the multiplication of the vectors. Okay, next class we are going to study about the resolution of the vector, and next we start with the projectile motion. That is a very important, and 5 marks questions appear always on the projectile motion. To understand that projectile motion, these vectors, multiplication of vector, addition of vectors, types of vectors, these are all important only to understand that projectile motion. That's why we studied all the things. And the projectile motion is nothing but that is a planar motion or motion in plane. To understand that one, we studied this vector part. This completes the vector part almost. Thank you.